Hello folks. Today I'm going to talk about the the fundamentals to the relationship with your dog, which are extremely important that we include them all, because if we lack in one area, what happens then are that you have discrepancies in your behavior, in the dog's behavior, in your relationship, and how you interact with the dog. It's important that the pillars of that relationship really go into place and that they're present at all times. This is Tally. She is one of the rescue dogs that I work with. Now, when dogs come into rescue, it's my job to first of all establish the bond. Without the bond, there's no training can take place. It's that simple. Dogs often come in to rescue from various, a variety of situations, and some just fall in hard times. Some dogs, they come into rescue because of domestic situations. They come in because of their behavior, general lack of training, and unruly behaviors are quite a main culprit at times. But some dogs come in scared. They come in anxious. They're in a strange place with strange people. They're often located to a completely different environment from the one that they're used to, and it takes time for them to adjust to that. So the bond is ever important. That's the all-important factor, that we establish trust with the dog. And there's several ways that I do that, through walking with them, playing with them, generally just the bonding process of being together. But the three main parts, in my opinion, of the relationship. So the first part is parent and carer. You have to parent them. You have to care for them, take care of their needs. Now that involves their health, their nutrition, their needs as a dog, getting the walks so that they can use their senses, all of that included in the parental relationship. That's really important, that they get that stability and that structure in routine so that they know what to expect from you each day. The second part of the relationship is you are teacher, trainer, educator. So you must train, you must educate, and you must teach your dogs how they should live in society. Hello, darling. There a gal. There a gal. She's a good girl. She did come in with a few issues, and we've been working on them quite a bit. She wouldn't let me near her when she first came into rescue. I was the enemy, so it was safe to be aggressive to see if that worked against me, which it didn't. But we built from day one. From day one, I wanted to teach her that I wasn't a threat, and that we could, excuse me, quite uncomfortable here, that we could establish a relationship. Once that bond has been established, so back to the relationship, you're teacher, trainer, educator, so it's your duty to train and educate your dog. You must train your dog. Please train your dogs. At least train them in the basics. Good-mannered behaviours so that they can display self-control, basic obedience behaviours, and obedience doesn't have to be boring. It can be a really fun thing to do. You can integrate it into play games that you have with the dog, but it should be established. Recall, absolutely imperative in any dog, not just a rescue dog, but recall is something that we work and maintain on an ongoing basis. Walking well on the lead, that's all part of the relationship as well, the dog walking well with you. But as you introduce the dog to different worlds, different environments, now it could be rural, it could be town and village life, wherever that may be. Dogs are very poor generalists, so you have to take your training into different areas and teach the dog that what you're training applies there also. So I'm going to get a wet bum here on the grass, but it's okay. Well, it's a lovely day. I had a gal. So, teacher, trainer, educator. And where dogs have had a late start, you should cover the basics well. That doesn't mean that they're not good learners. Any dog with the right bond with someone, if you choose your locations well, if you choose the learning environment well, they can learn. They can learn to adjust, have that companionship with someone. That's really, really important, that they have a deep companionship. Often some rescue dogs have never had a real bond with someone, and a bond is not just affection, it's not love, it includes all those things for sure, but the bond goes much, much deeper than that. It's understanding your dog as well as caring for your dog's needs. It's about doing things together, but it also brings us on to the third part of the relationship. So the first is parent and carer. You must take responsibility for your dog and parent your dog. The second is teacher, trainer, educator. Very important, and that should be maintained certainly throughout your dog's prime years. The third is rules and boundaries. You are the law. You have to teach your dog your version of right and wrong, of what it can do in life, what it should do in life, and what it can't do in life. It's very important that dogs have boundaries, and many behaviours can be extremely cute, naughty, but dogs don't get that cute factor from us. And if you want a dog that you can depend on, that has reliability in behaviours, behaviours that you've taught, and you can rely on those behaviours, that's your ultimate goal. Is what I'm training, is what I'm teaching reliable? Can I depend on them? And that's very important. If you have a dog with certain issues, that may take some time to work through that, and you should seek professional help with that. But if we have no rules and boundaries, and often the cute factor can override us implementing rules and boundaries, in some areas you can have chaos where rules don't apply, and those behaviours don't do your dog any favours. They certainly don't do us any favours. But if you're struggling in social settings, in the home, with rules and boundaries, really look into a way to choosing what your rules and boundaries are and how you're going to implement them. They are a godsend for your dog. Dogs get stability in their routine with rules and boundaries. So that's the third aspect. You're the law, you're the principle, you're the rule maker in your dog's world. And that means that you can go wherever you want to go. If you have to manage your behaviour, fine. Manage it, take responsibility, and manage it well. And that should make life much easier for you. And if it's a new rescue dog and the relationship is forming, it's still at the formative stage, your dog will be learning from you as you go. Your dog will learn what your standards are, and it's good to have solid standards. There are some principles to dog training and principles to the relationship that you should adhere to, that you should stick by. That's your choice. You have to make the choice for what your standards are. And that's extremely important in giving your dog clarity and giving them clear information of how they treat you, how they treat others, how they treat and respond to other dogs. But it's also about knowing your dog's preferences and making sure that problematic behaviours don't occur because you're putting your dog into situations that it clearly doesn't like. So the bond is deepened when you have a really deep understanding on the individual dog, when you know your dog's emotions, when you know your dog's social preferences. All of these things, when a dog, hey Tally, at a gal, Raquel, once they feel safe with you, that's it. That's a game changer in itself. And it's a primary part of a dog's motivation is to feel safe. They must feel safe in situations, and if they feel that you can't handle a situation, they may try to handle it themselves, and usually dogs do not make good choices. That is the three main aspects of the relationship. Parent and carer, taking responsibility for that. Teacher, trainer, educator, train your dog. Train your dog in every facet. Stop thinking of problem behaviours and start thinking about what you would like and go to work on that. And you're the law. You're the rule maker. And it's important that you lay those boundaries and enforce those rules. Have a great day, folks.